Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Well, House Speaker Pelosi did speak and she did respond about all of the things that went on in the past few hours. In fact, US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did speak with her last night. We heard the president this morning on Fox say that he was pushing for more stimulus and that talks in his words were going very well on things other than airline aid. Well, guess what? Speaker Pelosi said pretty much exactly the opposite. I want to tell you exactly what Speaker Pelosi said in this video. She just made some comments literally less than an hour ago. And my name is Dr. Nitin Choda. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe and enable notifications. That is your vote of confidence in me and my team. Let's just jump right in. I'll tell you what's going on. House Speaker Pelosi basically said that when she spoke with the administration, specifically US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin last night, she reminded the US Treasury Secretary that they had never responded to her offer. And she said that the US Treasury Secretary conceded that the White House had not responded to Speaker Pelosi's offer. Because remember, Speaker Pelosi did indeed have a counter offer for the administration, and she pointed out that she didn't get a response, and again, the US Treasury Secretary admitted that. Also, and this is the big news, Speaker Pelosi has said that there will be no airlines aid without a broader package. This is breaking news because this is also completely different from what Speaker Pelosi and what the administration were discussing 24 hours ago. She said, I have been very open to having a standalone bill for the airlines or part of a bigger bill, but there is no standalone bill without a bigger bill. So House Speaker Pelosi basically just said no airline aid without a larger package. And also, I just want to be clear, I did do another video on my channel about the importance of state and local aid, so you definitely want to check that out. I don't see House Speaker Pelosi agreeing to any package without state and local aid. And at this point, House Speaker Pelosi has specifically said, and I quote, there is no standalone bill without a bigger bill, which means that any attempt for a standalone bill by the Republicans and the Democrats are out the door. This is Speaker Pelosi sort of essentially getting even. She's essentially not only staying consistent with her position, but she's digging her heels in. And she's saying that she is not going to budge at this moment in time. In fact, she went on to say, when she was specifically asked about her discussion, she said with the administration, she said that legislation is foreign to the White House. She said the White House does not understand legislation at all. And she said, when she was specifically asked about the president ending talks, she said, I quote, I almost wonder if Steve Mnuchin knew the president was going to do that. In other words, she's questioning whether the president consults his aides before making decisions. And it was implied here by the speaker that the president had not talked. This was implied by the speaker that the president had not talked with the White House lead negotiator, US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, before announcing the end of stimulus talks. And again, she said that legislation is foreign to the White House. She specifically said that there is no standalone bill without a larger bill. So not only, I just want to be clear, at this point in time, not only is a large stimulus package unlikely, but the airline aid is also unlikely, which is what they were discussing 24 hours ago. It's almost like, if I made a statement, what was happening yesterday is different today and what is happening tomorrow will be different from today. That would be true. If I said that the stimulus package is about to happen, or it may happen next week or next month or in the next 2 months, that statement would also be true. It's almost like Washington DC, specifically, led by the president, is going in circles round and round, and they're not really talking to each other. That is basically what is going on. And again, I want to be clear, Speaker Pelosi has now said that no help is coming to airlines without a broader deal. And if we really think about it, the Democrats would probably not have moved on a package which did not include help for the broad section of the population, for unemployed individuals, aid for the unemployed, aid for stimulus checks. So what Speaker Pelosi has done is politically and legislatively, it seems like she has put the pressure back on the administration. If you're a supporter of Speaker Pelosi, you'll say that she has turned the tables on the administration. If you're a supporter of President Trump, you will say, hey, President Trump, was trying something different, out of the deal, whatever. But one thing is clear right now, that after the president's announcement, things have gone completely haywire, because even though the president announced that he was calling off stimulus talks, the president did later say that there needs to be standalone aid, which, by the way, Speaker Pelosi has clearly said that will not happen. That will not happen. That will not happen. Even though they were open to aid for airlines, but I think that they have now decided that they are going to stay firm with their position, dig their heels in, if you will. And this is the big one. Speaker Pelosi said that she's going to talk about the 25th Amendment tomorrow. And if you guys don't know what the 25th Amendment is, go ahead and Google it and check it out. So, if anything, I would say that things have actually deteriorated right now. Look, when the president announced that the talks would end, that's bad, right? But since then, things seem to get a little better. But now things have actually gotten even worse, because not only is Speaker Pelosi saying, hey, there is going to be no standalone bill without a broader stimulus bill. She's talking about the 25th Amendment on the eve of the election. So this is where things stand right now. And however, Speaker Pelosi did say before she stepped away from the reporters, guys, there's a lot of wind here. I'm sorry. I think our noise cancellation is doing a pretty good job, because I don't think you can sense the wind. I'm almost being blown away here. Speaker Pelosi said, we are at the table. We want to continue the conversation. We've made some progress. We are exchanging language. So we'll see how we connect. Now, after listening to Speaker Pelosi, I gotta tell you, I don't see the two sides connecting. And Speaker Pelosi did say, I quote, tomorrow we are going to be talking about the 25th Amendment. So that is where things stand right now, everybody. Quite explosive news in the fact that there is no actual discussion. Speaker Pelosi called out U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin for not responding to her offer, and she called out U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin to specifically say, hey, have you even been talking with the president, saying that legislation is foreign to the president? And she's now keeping. Also, one other interesting thing, Speaker Pelosi is now keeping her mask on for the entirety of the press conference. She had previously taken it off when she was talking at the mic. So, if anything, what we are seeing now is that the Democrats are staying firm with their position. They are not budging. This is where things stand right now, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. If you, I would appreciate it if you take a minute to click the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button and please enable notifications on our channel. Also, you can learn a little bit about me. I have the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Thank you so much. We're going to see what happens, but this is quite astonishing at the turn of events. If you thought what happened 48 hours ago was dramatic, I thought what happened 24 hours ago was dramatic. What happened last night was dramatic, and what's happening right now is in many ways even more dramatic. That's where things stand right now, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. I'll report back to you as we get more news. Thanks.